What's up, Giants fans? Welcome to Ep.2 of the SFGiantsDaily Podcast. Spring training is pretty much done. As of today, there's 2 more games tonight and tomorrow night, actually here in San Francisco against Detroit, and then 2025 kicks off on the 27th. Let's go. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Oh, and shout out to everyone that followed and commented on the last video, the intro, my very first episode. I tell you guys a little bit about myself and where I want this podcast to go. So yes, guys, opening day is 3 days away at Cincinnati. I heard they do it big out there. It's like a damn near holiday. Nobody works, nobody goes to school. Well, I'm sure some people work, and I'm sure about the school part, I think their school district is closed. That's crazy. I wish they did that out here. I have to take my son to school. So, man, shout out to Cincy, but the Giants are going to go over there, handle business, and take game 1. Clock it, baby. All right, so pretty much today we're just going to talk about spring training, a few players, standout players, sleepers, our pitching staff, so things in that nature. So let's get started with an unpopular opinion. Does the spring training record matter? It absolutely does not matter at all. The Giants aren't playing for a playoff spot. There's no championship in spring training. There's no tournament. There's none of that. Spring training is pretty much for players to come in and get ready for 2025. But check this out. The Giants are 19-6 with like 4 or 5 ties. Keep that in mind, right? Of course, none of this matters. The record doesn't matter. Like I said, we're not fighting for first place. There's nothing to play for. Look, spring training is for players to get back into rhythm of things. Keep in mind, a lot of these guys play winter ball, so they're in shape year round. So spring training is being used to get back into rhythm, tweak things here and there. All that time is pretty much just to, get ready for the 2025 season. Does a 19-6 record reflect on how the Giants have been doing? Of course, they're 19-6. They've been playing well, they've been hitting the ball solid, and they got power. Just the other day, they went back to back to back. Look, I know it's spring training, so you have to take all of this with a grain of salt. Obviously, pitchers that are pitching in spring training are pitching to work on their mechanics. They could care less if they give up 4 home runs. They could care less if they give up 5 hits in a row. They're working on their mechanics. So, like I said, you got to just take everything how it is. But keep in mind that all these players are playing with each other. So, if the Giants are 19-6, why can't Arizona be 19-6? Why can't Cincinnati be 19-6? So, my point is that the record doesn't matter, but the record can reflect on how the players are playing. And it shows. Look, I've tried to watch every broadcast available, whether it's on NBC Bay Area or the opposite team is broadcasting it. I've been watching every spring training available this year. And I can tell you that these guys are playing really, really good. The defense could be a little better, but hey, this is spring training. This is where you have to make those mistakes and get ready for the year. Look, I pulled up some stats. The Giants hit 45 home runs as a team. Chappie leading the way with 7 of them. 55 doubles. Encarnacion leading the way with 7. And man, Encarnacion, man, what a stud. What a stud. It's unfortunate what happened with his injury, and we'll talk about that a little later. But my point is that the record doesn't matter, but the record can reflect on how the team is playing. And the team is playing really good baseball. Really good baseball. We got Webb being Webb. Ray is looking really good, man. We added Verlander this year, and he looked pretty good this spring. If we can get the Verlander of 2 years ago, 2 years ago isn't that long. If we could get the Verlander from 2 years ago, man, we'll talk a little bit more about that. And then we got Rupp and Hicks. Rupp has been playing really good as well. Hicks, he gained some size. His last outing, first inning was a little rough, But after that, man, he looked solid, man. He looks good. He looks ready. And I think he gained a little weight, got some muscle, got some built because he knows it's going to be a long season. Look, you guys, I love to be optimistic. I love glazing the hell out of my Giants, right? It's my team. It's our team. So I can honestly say from what I've seen, we are elite, bro. We are elite. We got players like Chapman, Webb, Adames. Just added Adames, man. Dude, we just added Adames, man. Bailey in the backstop. Him and Bailey are going to go off, bro. I've seen a few plays this spring. They're going to connect. They're going to connect. Trust. And like I mentioned earlier, we added JV. Man, if we can get JV of 2 years ago, I'm all for it. I'm calling 12 to 15 plus wins. Now that brings me to my next subject, my concerns. My concerns will always be injuries, staying healthy. In a perfect world, everyone's playing 140, 150 games. The only games that they don't play are, let's say, double headers or illnesses or soreness. Very, very mild things in a perfect world. But obviously, that is not the case. We actually lost what I believe is a key player, Encarnacion. We lost him on Friday. We lost him for 4 to 5 weeks. Fractured hand. He's getting surgery done. Thankfully, he's young, strong, and healthy, so recovery should be no problem. Because we're going to need Encarnacion. Like I mentioned before, 7 extra base hits. He was seeing the ball. He was hitting the ball really hard. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy, and he has power. We need him in the lineup. We also lost Lee for a few weeks, but thankfully, he's going to be ready for Cincinnati. So those are my concerns, guys. My concerns are always going to be injuries. Speaking of Jung-Ho Lee, he's actually one of my sleepers. People forget how good this guy is, man. And we forget because he got injured so early last year. Having a healthy Jung-Ho Lee is like having a new addition to the team, man. And this guy got power, bro. I'm thinking 20 plus home runs, 100 plus RBIs, and an average of 300 and up. Clock it, deal it, take it. Another one of my sleepers is that kid Matos, man. That kid is a baller. Batting .317, 19 hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. This kid is solid, and I can't wait to see what he does in the diamond. All right, guys, so let's get back to the pitching staff. I believe our pitching staff is elite and can compete with anyone. Put him in front of us. We will compete. Webb is going to be Webb. This spring, he's been fire. Robbie Ray. What can I say? Is this Cy Young Ray? Are we seeing Cy Young Ray? I'll take it. We added JV. JV was elite 2 years ago. 2 years ago, bro. That's nothing. And the way he's looked this spring, I'm calling 12 to 15 wins minimum. As long as we can stay healthy, no setbacks, no huge setbacks. This is a team that's going to compete. I haven't even talked about the rest. I was watching what game was I watching? The Royals game. Yeah, I was watching the Royals game. I had to watch it in their broadcast. It's fine. Hey, I'll take any Giants baseball right now. So I'm watching the game, enjoying it, doing what any fan does. And then the broadcast just killed the vibe. It killed it for me. We're saying we're a few pitchers away from competing. They must not know. They must have not learned what happened when we saw them in the World Series. They must have forgot who we are. They still might not know who Roop is. But they'll find out. And they also don't know who Hicks is. But they'll find out. Oh, and there's a kid that just made the team by the name of Birdsong. I call him Chucky. That kid is nasty. That kid is filthy. He'll slice you and beat you till you're done. Don't forget that name. Birdsong is going to do some crazy stuff. Believe it. I'm telling you guys, this fires me up, man. And I hope you are as fired up as I am. This year is going to be crazy. I don't know why some people don't see it. This year is going to be insane. Bailey at catcher, Wade Flores at first, Fitzgerald Wisely at second, Chappie at third, Adames at short, Encarnacion Ramos at left, Lee at center, and Yaz at right, where he could platoon with Encarnacion and Ramos. And then we got the DH spot. Now that Encarnacion is out for 4 to 5 weeks, who do you think is going to play that role next? Obviously, the Giants have improved from last year. My question is, how much of an improvement have they made? Last year, they ended up with a record of 80 and 82. I think this year, the Giants will end with a record of at least 89 and 73. You could call it my unofficial official prediction. Minimum 89 and 73. I think this team can get to 90 wins. This is a playoff team in my eyes. It could be a wild card team. And hey, it could be a first place team. Why not take the West? The West is there for grabs. Yes, we're competing with one of the hardest divisions in baseball. The hardest division in baseball, bro. It is what it is. The Dodgers, they're doing what they're doing. The Padres, I've never seen the Padres as a threat. Just keep it real. The Padres are the Padres. They could get as many good players as they want. They are not a threat when it comes to the playoffs. That goes for Arizona as well. I'll give Arizona a better shot of beating us than the Padres. That's for sure. But check this out. Baseball is a game of failure. The Dodgers, they're not going to eclipse what they did last year. I wouldn't be surprised if they fall to second place. So that's why I'm calling for an 89 and 73 minimum. We're a 90 plus win team. Hey, a few years ago, we won over 100 when no one thought we would. Okay, so just keep that in mind that this is baseball. This is a game of failure. Only because you spent $30 billion on a team doesn't mean that they're going to perform day in and day out. There's a lot of things that have to go right for every team to win. And sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So with all that being said, that is my official prediction of 2025, 89 and 73 or better. And we're making the playoffs. Okay, you guys, I could go on. And I know I missed a few players like Adames. What a signing, man. What a signing. We could talk about that in another podcast. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think about this spring training? What players are you excited to see this year? Who are your sleepers? And what are your predictions for this 2025 season? What do you think the Giants' record will be? And will we make the playoffs? And I'll leave you guys here. Don't forget to comment, like, share, follow, and subscribe. This is the SF Giants Daily Podcast, Episode 2, where we discuss spring training and giving our 2025 predictions. And I'll see you guys in Episode 3. I'll try to do this episode before opening day. So hopefully I'll get one more episode out. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in Episode 3. Peace.